So welcome you all once again to this validatory function, and I would like to thank the Atal Academy for giving us this opportunity and this wonderful platform to be connected. Am I audible?
Yes, very much.
Okay. So I thank Atal Academy for giving this opportunity, and also, Motilal Nehru National Institute of Technology, School of Manual Studies, with which I am affiliated. Our director, sir, Professor Rajiv Tripathi, sir, my colleagues in the department, Professor Geetika, and the deans and heads of the institute for giving us this opportunity to be talking on such an important area, which is emotional intelligence. We were privileged enough to have quite a lot of eminent speakers, starting from Professor R.C. Tripathi, sir, then Dr. Mohit Kumar, Dr. Manusi Chaudhary, Dr. Pawan Kumar Singh, Professor Shiv Ganesh Bhargav, sir, Professor Geetika, and Professor Rajiv Tripathi, who could join us for a while. So it has been a great learning journey, and we had around 350 or so participants who had applied. We could cut down to 177, 178, and off and on I could see that a lot of us were joining, and in between, because of technical glitch and so on, were leaving or for some important work. But in any case, I'm sure the learning has been there, and it has given us an opportunity to understand. As far as the organization part is concerned, um, technology has its own challenges, and we could experience it in a while. But I'm sure with the support of my students, uh, Rahul Bodhi, Abhishek Tripathi, then Chetna, Sachadev, Vinci, we could create a team. I mean, they were working at different locations, and we could work out some solutions for you all. So thank you all. Thank you to them also for this important contribution. Um, and of course, we have with us Dr. Mohit, and I would request him once again to give his, concluding remark, because he has been spearheading this and contributing quite a lot in guiding me in organizing this program. So I welcome Dr. Mohit, and maybe this is opportunity where we can further interact and ask some quick final questions from him, so that if any issues, if pending, may be resolved and we have less to ponder now. Yeah, over to Dr. Mohit.
Thank you, Dr.
पूरी
Tripti.
वैलिडिटी होगी इनकी।
Hello.
240 पे।
Okay, so I have, yes.
Hi. Welcome again, everybody. Let me start by, of course, thanking the MNIT Institute and Atal Academy, and particularly Dr. Tripti for having, envisioned this program. And I think it's a very, very critical topic, which we all completely appreciate the necessity for it in our lives, and how we can make it meaningful for everybody's lives. So with that as a perspective, I would certainly want to thank Dr. Tripti for having taken this whole effort to be able to make this or put together this program. Having said that, it is also very important for me to bring this up that I really appreciate each of you personally, and thank you for being a very active participant, very inclined to draw some things out of this. And I would only bring a quick limerick to this. A story comes to my mind, and when we typically talk about these kind of programs, and particularly with the challenge of technology, and perhaps we all might not be at the same level of technological ease, but still to be able to bear with all of this and to be able to participate. a thing that I'm reminded is again from Jataka. That's a very favorite space for me, and I still go back significantly into it. And which is where the story goes like this: there was a Lord was sitting and milking a cow, like two dur rahe the. So that business he was busy with early in the morning one fine day, and there was from a distance there was a small boy which was passing by, and he looked at the Lord and he said, "Master, how much milk does this cow give?" So he shouted loudly because he was at a distance. Lord kept, going on with the work that he was doing, and he did not pay attention to. So this guy again shouted, this boy, young boy, he again shouted that how much milk does this cow give? Lord again did not pay any heed, and he continued to milk the cow. After a while, after 2, 3, 4 calls from a distance, the boy comes nearer to the Lord, and he says, "You are the Lord. You are supposed to be responding to everything, every question that comes to you. But you are ignoring my question. Why should you not be responding to my question?" So he seemed furious. So the Lord very kindly looked up to him and he said, "My son, this cow doesn't give milk. It is only as much that I can draw out of her." Right. So that's the typical message of any such kind of a program, that what is something that we can draw out of this for ourselves rather than that somebody can give us. And it is the same thing is very true about and very, very necessity as a factor when we talk about emotional intelligence. It cannot change, it cannot modify, it cannot improve, it cannot be functional unless I decide to work upon it. I choose to. So both as a program, I would call it, and also as the topic of emotional intelligence, it can only be beneficial if each of us pick up a resolve that we will be making some value out of this and will be taking away something from here. And which is something I really appreciate from the fact, with the kind of engagement, with the kind of appreciation, the kind of eagerness and curiosity we have seen from most of you over here. And I would only like to conclude with a few words over here, and which is where my whole perspective of being participative with this kind of a program on certainly a topic which is very close to my heart. And thanks to Professor Bhargav as well. He kept referring to my research, which I conducted almost 20 years, or rather more than 20 years now, back, which was on emotional intelligence. Some of the things very, very essentially triggered into our mind, and should trigger into our mind, is that none of us is saying that IQ is not critical or the cognitive aspects are not critical. They are very fundamental. They are necessary conditions. But are they sufficient condition for our success? That's a question that we need to ask. So certainly, with high intellect, we certainly can have great plans that we might want to create. But without EQ, it cannot become a success story. Just as we can have with high intelligence, we can study the principles and values. They're biggest of and the best of scholars. But at the end of the day, unless we have the EQ, will we be able to live those values, those principles in our everyday lives? Just as intelligence can make us become very dexterous on the daily work routine. But unless we have the emotional quotient, can we thrive during the times of change and uncertainty? And we did talk about it significantly, if you would remind it. And I think all the speakers have emphasized on this aspect, starting from Professor Tripathi, Professor R.C. Tripathi, and Professor Rajiv Tripathi. So that change and uncertainty, and that to be there to be effective, we certainly need something which is the aspect of emotional quotient over there. And just as much, the intelligence can make us brilliantly defend our viewpoints, argue it out, but only high IQ can make us to listen from heart and benefit from many views and to be integrated, right? And with high intelligence quotient, we can become efficient professional or, manager or a professor, but only high EQ can make us a great leader out there. So I think with those kind of things, with those kind of perspectives, and this being the necessary driver for us when we were, shaping this program between Dr. Tipti and myself, the whole driver for us was to ensure how best can we make it of little value that you could take away from here, and just as that short story that I spoke about. So with those words, thanks again. It has been extreme pleasure to interact, to engage with such a esteemed set of professors from different universities and colleges, from with all the students who would have chosen to participate in such a program, and any other professionals. You're most welcome. You will always be welcome. If I'll request the Dr. Tipti and team to share the coordinates and contacts, and we would love to hear back from you, just in case if you feel that we can be of any help to you at any point of time. Please feel free to reach back. I mean, I'll be most happy to give my both email ID and the mobile numbers, and I will request the organizations to do that. Yeah. So please feel free completely to reach out at any point of time in whichever way you think we can be of help to you. With this, thanks once again. I don't want to stand between myself, and I see Professor Tripathi, I guess, has also joined. He's the guest of honor as well, and he's going to be doing the presidential address. With that, thank you very much. Just in case if you have any quick questions or any remarks, you're most welcome.
Ji sir, thank you sir for joining. So I understand the limitation of the time. In any case, this program would not have been complete without your insights, sir, and motivation. I remember meeting sir, and sir said that I have been working and writing down certain important things, how to be, emotionally, intelligently working at the workplace. And sir has good intervention, being a teacher, a researcher, and of course an innovator. So I welcome you, sir, to this program, Atal program on emotional intelligence, and request you to say a few words, sir.
Thank you very much for inviting me on this valedictory session of a very important faculty, intelligence, emotional intelligence. And this topic is especially important because over the period, and that is where the emotional intelligence is highly essential. And one of the basic component which was talked about in the beginning, and I'm sure that number of experts who must have deliberated over the period of last 4-5 days in terms of creating or generating a kind of fear, and that fear is by and large we are facing in terms of fear to failure. But we know the reasons and how to overcome from those reasons. That is more important, and I'm sure that the distinguished speakers who have interacted with the participants, they must have got the answer to this very important point, and must have also got some hints, some points to practice and to disseminate to other colleagues in their respective institutions. I'm thankful to all the participants who have joined this FDP on virtual mode, and I'm sure that they all must have enjoyed, though it was on the virtual mode, but definitely the kind of interesting presentations, because in the inaugural session, I was fortunate to hear two of the distinguished, I'll say my colleagues only, Professor Piyush Ranjan Agarwal and Professor R.C. Tripathi, who have very interestingly introduced the subject and gave the insight into with the different kinds of examples which Professor Tripathi started, and the examples taken by Professor Piyush Ranjan Agarwal in terms of having the different classes and generating the emotional intelligence, practicing it, because this intelligence or any such kind of intelligence. We all are intelligent. God has made us intelligent here on this earth. The only point what we miss is that we don't realize, we don't recognize, we don't have that constructive path by way of which we can generate the positive thinking in us. And the hints are the methods which may have been discussed over the last few days must have given you sufficient input, and only thing is that we need to practice it. It's not one day event or 4 days event. It's also not like that you prescribe the medicine, take 2 tablets a day, and after a period of 1 week you will be uh, emotionally intelligent person. So that is also not there. So we need to be careful, we need to be cautious, we need to train our mind, we need to slightly change our thought process, think in the positive direction. And because whenever there is a fear to failure, automatically the negative emotions are generated. And once the negative emotions starts generating, they continue in the exponential way. So under that situation, what happens that uh, any positive, even any positive thing which is being uh, which somebody is doing, the negative emotions are so strong that we see that thing also negative for me. So that is where this kind of things are very important. So I'm sure that all of you must have enjoyed, and I'm thankful to the participants. I'm thankful to the department for organizing this very important and relevant faculty development program. So, with these few words, because as head of the department has informed that I have a Senate meeting, so this is very interesting topic, and I wanted to means participate fully on those 4 days, but I could not do it. I'm sure that recordings will be made available so that whenever there is a time, I am also able to hear the learned speakers what they have said. So thank you all for giving me this opportunity to be here with you people for a short period of time. And congratulations to the department, congratulations to Professor Dr. Tripti Singh and her team for organizing very successfully this Atal FDP in MNIT. Thank you. Thank you all. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your wisdom and a very practical insight. Uh, we could really gain quite a lot uh, because the practical approach of the solutions would obviously come from someone who has experienced it and in the day-to-day life is practicing it. Thank you, sir, for sparing your valuable time. And sir, before you leave, just a quick feedback from a few of the students, from few of the participants. Anything that you would like to add here? Because sir has a little short of time. Anyone?
No, no, take your time. I'm
Okay.
parallelly doing the things and listening to
Okay.
you also.
So, okay. Thank you, sir. So, Dr. Anand Kumar, if you would like to, anyone?
I can say that it was a really wonderful session, and really the speakers were great, and we really think upon and ponder on uh, the thoughts which they have provoked. So I would really like to thank Professor Tripti, Dr. Mohit, and the whole team for organizing such a wonderful FDP. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Anand. Anyone else would like to add something
Yes,
here?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Yes. Yes.
Good afternoon. All these 5 days FTP, ma'am, all the topics are very useful and important for every individual. Uh, Especially the introductory part by Rajiv Tripathi sir and then Neena Kohli madam's What is EI, and Dr. Mohit sir's session, What EI is not all about, was also thought provoking and all, and understanding EI is another session by Dr. Mohit sir again, and stress and distress session also helped us in understanding our own stress and how to tackle the stress and how to overcome that. And again, Dr. Mohit's session, Mindfulness of Self, was a very, very, very useful session actually. So these are small aspects, but many people miss this out, and they miss the beauty of life. And workplace spirituality and situation at workplace session also helps us, and destructive emotions. So this today we started the session with destructive emotions, how dangerous these things are and how important we need to deal with it sooner, was also very helpful, and very serious a topic, ma'am, like ethics and morality at workplace actually. So even I had some questions there. I don't know whether I shared. At workplace, we need a strong framework at workplace to motivate teachers towards moral and ethical behavior, because we have procedures, but it is not effective, I feel, and this is a missing link, I suppose, at workplace. You teach that subject and also you practice, these things are actually not effective actually. This is what I observed, and the self retrospectiveness is also missing. If it is there, I think there would not be any dispute among the people. And another point I observed in today's session, ma'am, mostly non-followers of these values, moralities, and all, they question and criticize others who are doing something. So if you are doing something, you don't find time to criticize others. So this is what my observation actually, why some people criticizing the system, especially at higher education level. And I wanted to ask the speaker, but there was no time because there was some time schedule issues. But I would just raise it here. How to tackle such criticisms at workplace is a very important aspect, ma'am. Right? Maybe in some other session we can. Otherwise, I'll share this question to the resource persons to their email ID. Maybe I would seek some kind of assistance in this regard. And
What's the question? I could not hear. Sorry. What's
so
the
the question is, sir, at workplace in higher education, sir. So some people will be working and some people continuously, constantly criticize the doers. They always criticize. So that criticism is so destructive, sir. I have observed some of my colleagues also, they wanted to get transferred or they wanted to withdraw from that position. They cried, a lot of things happened. Even the principals, it was a difficult task for them to manage. When a doer quits, you know the situation, sir. So the whole system will collapse. So how to manage these criticizers is a challenge for.
Yes.
So this I wanted to ask actually.
That's a very interesting and a very practical question which you have raised.
Sir, if you can address this problem, we'll be happy.
As per my experience, there are two ways by which you can manage it. One is that administratively, but administrative decisions in this kind of environment, higher educational institutions, the environment is different. It's not a bureaucratic environment. So first step is to have some motivational incentives which are visible, and those who are working, they should be rewarded. When I say rewarded, that should not be in terms of monetary reward, in terms of appreciation, in terms of many other ways. There are different ways by which you can develop a system within the institution that proper recognition is there. Second aspect is administrative aspect. In case of administrative aspect, you need to identify, you need to pinpoint a very correct person, not many, but one correct person, and if you start taking action against him, because you see, in any educational system, whether it is a university system or it is your technical education system, uh, I classify the faculty members primarily in three parts. One is teacher by choice, another is teacher by default. Right. So what happens that this default portion, middle portion, this portion is uh, quite substantial. And if you do something here and do something here, these defaults will start moving in this direction because they have the potential to move either on this side or on this side. So, and energy in the system, then also this default percentage will make the so the जैसे भगवान ने नाना प्रकार के जीव जंतु इस धरती पर बनाए हैं, तो you can't evolve any common strategy. Strategy will depend upon the place, strategy will depend upon the kind of environment, the legacy and culture of that institution. That's the only thing which I can share.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. But one more point, sir. You have suggested two methods. One is to plan incentives, sir. We have suggested that. Am I audible, sir? Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
please.
Incentives we suggested, but the administration took a back step. Forget about incentives, sir. When the system is appreciating the people who are working sincerely, these criticizers did not digest it. They said, why are you praising that person? Person A, person B, person C. We are also working, but this is what also happened, sir. They didn't even take the appreciation for some people.
That it is required that you need to put the things in place.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Output. If those output indicators are met, you are appreciated. If those output indicators are not met, you may not be appreciated or you may be criticized as far as from the system side is concerned.
Yeah. Administration also took some steps to explain them, sir. This happened. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
The indicators are important, as Sir said. So as faculty members, we must ensure that we are working in the right direction. Anyone else? Just a quick. Okay. Anyone else who would like to ask something? Sir is here with us for a while. Okay, so I think it is a good moment for us to now leave. Why I'm saying this, because we have a lot of points to ponder upon and think upon, and definitely it is a struggle to evolve as a person, as an individual, as a human first, and then a lot of work problems would be resolved incidentally, as I've always said. It is a struggle that we need to really put forth with. And before we close, I would like to once again thank Professor Rajiv Tripathi, sir, for joining us. And thank you so much, sir, for being with us. And I would also like to thank MNIT Motilal Nehru National Institute of Technology and Atal Academy for giving us this opportunity. It has been a great learning experience for all of us. And in absentia, I would like to thank all the experts, Professor R.C. Tripathi, sir, Professor P.K. Singh, sir, Professor Shiv Ganesh Bhargav, sir, Dr. Mohit Kumar, Dr. Manusi Chaudhary, Professor Geetika, and of course, my students who have been working day and night with me, the staff and faculty members, the prominent heads and deans of this institute for guiding me off and on in conducting this program. I thank you all once again and hope it is a great learning journey for all of us. Thank you all. So now we can leave.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
So all those participants who could not, ask something, I'll be sharing all the details of the experts, and I'm sure off and on we can always have some good words and guidance and mentoring from all of them. So I take your leave and wish you all the best. Be with us and keep on joining such programs, because it helps us to create a very positive synergy, I would say. So thank you.